Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. I'm really excited to dive into this episode today because it's just a little bit of real talk. I'm probably going to get a little ranty. I'm probably going to get a little spicy because this is a topic that just riles me up on occasion. And basically what we're going to be talking about is, I'm trying to think of exactly how I want to put this. Basically, your body is not Amazon Prime. You will not be getting results in 2 days. You will not be getting results in maybe even 30 days. You will not be getting results as quickly as you would like. And I'm just going to talk about it here with you. I'm not even sure how. I have a lot of notes in front of me. I do have things that I want to say. I do have points that I want to get across, but also I just want to spit some facts for you today and just be real with you because this is something that I have a podcast and I should find it. I'll link it in the show notes, but basically it's just about stop giving up. The number one thing that is holding you back from achieving the body you want, the life you want, the health you want is quitting. You have to stop quitting. And the reason that you quit is because you're not seeing results fast enough. So this episode is going to be similar to that one where I talk about the number one thing that's holding you back from getting the body you want or hitting the goals that you have. It's because you keep fucking quitting. And that was a very popular episode, very spicy one as well, I'm sure, because it's just so frustrating to me that you guys quit so easily, that people quit so easily on their health journey, because I just take it very seriously. I want everyone to see this journey in the way that I see it, in the way that it's worked for me. And I know that's not possible, but it's just so frustrating when I hear people say things, for example, that we're going to be talking about is, I tracked my macros for 2 days and I'm still the same weight, or the scale even went up maybe 0.5. And I've hit my macros. I've done everything right for 2 days. And the scale still isn't moving. And I understand the frustration. And we're going to talk about why you're frustrated. Like, why do we think these things should be happening so quickly? But it's just frustrating for me to think sometimes like you're pissed off about hitting your macros for 2 days and not seeing the scale go down. Partly because I know why the scale didn't go down. Partly because this is just going to take longer than that. And it's not your fault, like social media and other trainers and, quick fixes and detox. We're going to get into all of that. Like I said, I got my notes in front of me so I can stay on task. But truly, it's just frustrating for me to hear someone say that, or to say, I've done every workout for 2 weeks or for 30 days and I haven't been able to increase my weights, or I don't feel any different, or I feel even bigger, or whatever, fill in the blank. If it's not what you wanted, you're going to fill in the blank with whatever you thought, right? Maybe you thought you'd start lifting weights and you'd see those beginner gains. And so you thought you would transform your body, or maybe you saw somewhere like a 30-day program. And so you started lifting weights. It's been 30 days and you didn't get the expected result, whether that you were promised that from someone or whether you just thought that would be the result that you would see. You're pissed and you give up and you quit and you think either I'm broken or the program sucks or whatever it is. In reality, that's just not how it works. I just want to shake you sometimes because, goddamn, I've been doing this forever, physically for myself. I've been working out and tracking macros, and I've gone through ups and downs, and I've done it in different ways, like the Beachbody, and then the bodybuilding.com, and then my own programming and getting educated, and then not only my own journey, which yes, I learned a lot from, but now seeing other women go through it, and I've been there, so I understand. It's just like we're so quick to give up sometimes. And I really just want to vent and also explain. I know that hearing me be kind of agitated about it is probably entertaining for you. I know it's helpful too, because there's not a lot of real talk out there. And so to hear someone like me being really like just pissed that you're giving up, like, I believe in you. I want you to just keep going, but also I want to talk about the reasons that I know that you shouldn't give up. So kind of all over the place here, but which is again why I made notes, because I have to stay on track, or I will just kind of bitch the whole time, which again, nothing wrong with that. I can do that. And it would also be educational and very motivating for you, I'm sure. But basically, your body is not Amazon Prime. That's what I keep thinking when, and that's part of the reason that we think we should get fast results, is because a lot of other areas in our lives, we do get fast results. We get fast shipping. We get, fast results from detoxes. There are all kinds of products out there that promise you, and coaches out there and programs out there that promise you quick results. And I see it all the time on my feed. This is why my clients get results so much faster than other coaches. And it's like a reel that's explaining literally absolutely nothing that makes any sense to anyone except, I guess, them, or they're trying to sell the product. So they're just talking about it. But, I see that all the time where it's like, this is why you're not getting results. You're not doing X, Y, and Z, but it gives no explanation, no thought, no reality. That's also not taking into consideration where your starting place is. It's so vague. It's so random. It's annoying to me. I understand why you feel that way, but I just want to create this episode to tell you I'm sick and tired of it and tell you that it's going to take longer and you're going to need to commit. All this stuff that I talk about in the podcast, it's coming to fruition here, right? Your standards, your programming, your patience, your dedication, your discipline, your consistency. Like, that is what you have to do instead of quit. So let's move along here. What I keep thinking when someone comes to me and says things like, I tracked my macros for 2 days and the scale didn't move. One of my first thoughts is, and that's just a random example, but I do really honestly hear that a lot. It's the 2 days of like, okay, I tracked my macros for 1 day even, and the scale didn't move, and the frustration sets in. And I get it. Track your macros again for, the second day, or hit your macros, I should say, not track your macros. Well, you track them and you hit them, but tracking them won't do shit. You have to actually hit your macros. You track them for another day and you think, okay, this is it. The scale's going down, because that's what we're really focused on most of the time in this particular scenario. So usually that person in this situation will then look at the scale, their weight will stay the same. And then they're like, well, I hit my macros for 2 days and Christy, this just isn't working. Well, I'm sorry. Did you gain 20 pounds in 2 days? Like, what do you think is going to happen? You probably gained 0.5 pounds in 2 days, and then another 2 days and another 2 days, right? Over 10 years or whatever it is. You didn't gain 20 pounds in 2 days. You're not going to lose 20 pounds in 2 days. You didn't gain 20 pounds in 30 days. You're not going to lose 20 pounds in 30 days. You didn't lose muscle mass X amount in 30 days. You're not going to gain X amount in 30 days. The expectations, that's the problem. It's not the programming. It's not the macros. It's not any of that. Your expectations are the problem. I think part of the reason I never really struggled with this in particular is because I don't have any expectations. That sounds really silly, but I don't. I go into this with, if I'm starting a 12-week workout programming for myself, and I'm also saying, okay, I'm going to start tracking my macros again. And I'm going to, once I start tracking them, I'm going to then start hitting them. And then once I start hitting them, I'm going to improve on them. That's how I do things. That's how I talk to you guys about it. That should be no surprise at this point if you've listened to me before. But I don't have any expectations for the results. My only expectations are I will track my macros. I will hit my macros. I'll get better at my macros. I'll start my workout program. I'll finish the workout program. That's it. I'll try my best in between there, but I know I'm going to start it on this day. I know it's 12 weeks, so it'll end on this day. This is the programming that I'm doing, and that's it. Like, I expect myself to show up and do it. And then I expect the results will come, but I don't expect them to come in a certain amount of time. And I think I've just never been like that, probably because I started this particular, my journey, my weight loss, my workouts, all of this 17 years ago when a lot of this wasn't around. But I also I'm just that kind of person. Even with my business, it was like, I'm, going to get certified, and I'll get certified within the window of when it expires. And then after that, I will build my business. And then I will, I'll build this workout program and I'll start the podcast and I'll get some clients and I'll get some listeners. It's like, I don't have expectations. I have goals and I have things that I want to do and I have, things in mind, but I don't have a timeline and I don't have set expectations. If I need to pivot, I'll pivot. So that's just something about me that would be great if you could adopt a similar mentality, because that's just what I think is like, well, this isn't working. I've been doing these workouts. I've been doing Fit Club or whatever, for 30 days. And basically like, I don't look like you yet. What's the problem? And I'm like, I've been doing this for 17 years. Like, yeah, of course you don't look like me. Of course you haven't reached body recomposition in 30 days. It might take 2 years to get the body recomposition that you want. Like, that's just the reality. So if you're going to quit every 2 days, if you don't see the scale move, I'm maybe not the coach for you, because that's just not how it's going to work. And I'm not going to modify anything so that you will lose weight. I mean, what do you want me to do? Drop your calories by 500 so you can see weight loss on the scale in 2 days? But then you're so hungry on the third day that you eat 3,000 calories and then you gain it all back. That's just, to me, that's just not going to work. So anyway, that's what I think, when that happens. But in this episode, I want to talk about why this mindset is so common, like why my mindset isn't common. I want to talk about that, why it's keeping you stuck in what you're hearing. And then I want to talk about the real results, the body recomp, the kind that lasts, not just a 2-day weight loss drop because you hit macros, not just a 30-day glow up, a 3-day detox, right? I don't want to talk about that. So the results do take a while, and you're not failing if the scale doesn't move after 2 days or after 30 days. Your body needs time. Your body is reflective of what's going on in it right now, not the work that you've put in for the last 2 years, right? I mean, essentially it's compounding like all of what you've done for the last, let's say 2 years, but it's also now, like you have to now clean up, get your shit together, right? Clean up your shit for 2 years. And then in 2 years, your body will reflect that 100%. So you can't just mess around for 2 years, get your shit together for 2 days and think, well, why didn't my body respond? Well, what do you mean? Like that's just not how it works. So those are the types of things that I want to talk about. Okay, this is kind of what I want to dive into. So first, let's talk about why that scale doesn't move immediately. And of course, my first thought, like I said, is that like, yeah, okay, it's been 2 days. Like, can I get a grip here? This isn't really how it's going to work. But I want to talk about like the literal reasons why the scale doesn't reward you immediately, even if, it's the beginning of the year. So I know there's all kind of flashy objects out there, and they're always there constantly now with social media and things. But when let's say that 2-day scenario, okay, right? So let's say for the weekend, let's say you're someone who Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you just had a lot going on, or you're just a weekend kind of go off tracker. Okay. If you then get quote unquote back on track Monday and Tuesday. So let's say Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you went over your calories by like 500 to 1,000 each one of those days. Fine. The scale went up. Monday, Tuesday, now you're like, okay, I'm going to be good. I'm using air quotes for those that aren't watching. I'm going to be good. I'm going to get back on track. And you do that. So Monday, Tuesday, you don't go crazy. You don't restrict or anything. You just start hitting your macros, maybe hitting your steps, getting your water, and you get back on track, right? By Wednesday, you're like, okay, the scale should be down. This is going to be great. And it's not. I want to talk to you about why, because these are the things in my mind. So you can now, when you get on the scale, you can think too, okay, it's not that I'm doing bad or that I'm doing anything wrong. This is what is actually happening in your body. There's so much going on inside your body. It's more than just what you eat and how much you move. That is a huge part of it. You have to keep doing that regardless of anything, the way that you feel, because of these different things that I want to talk about here. So number one is your water and your glycogen shifts. If your carbs went up at all, which let's be real in this scenario, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're not going to be overeating protein and vegetables. You're going to be overeating carbs. So your muscles are going to store glycogen, and glycogen holds water. I talk about this all the time. When you eat extra carbs, your body holds on to water. That's normal. That's not fat gain, but it does make the scale go up. But it's your muscles saying, oh, we're fed. We have carbs. We have glycogen. We have water. We're good. we're feeling a little puffy, we're feeling a little bloated, our muscles are feeling fuller. And when you get to the right place in your journey, that'll be like, oh, hell yeah, my abs are popping, my biceps are popping, my quads look good. It's because your muscles are happy. But that can play a part in this scale. The second thing is sodium from restaurant meals. And again, pizza, all the things that we're kind of going to like chips and salsa, we're going to eat on the weekends, or honestly, for me, anytime if I'm kind of going to eat those things, right? If you had a salty meal, your body can hold onto water for a few days. Again, you didn't gain fat, you retained water. So that's another reason that the scale doesn't move. Digestion and food volume. If you're eating more protein or even more whole foods, more fiber, there's more volume in your system. So sometimes the scale is higher because you are literally just digesting more food. So, on the weekends, maybe you're just kind of picking at food here and there. You're not eating a lot, but it's not the healthiest food. It's not whole food, but it's not a ton. If you're just like, I didn't eat that much, but I just had like some of the, a little bit, I had a slice of pizza. I had some of the charcuterie board. I had the chips and salsa. That's little bits, but it's also, salty foods, things like that. But when you get back then to Monday, Tuesday, you're like, I'm hitting my macros. I'm eating clean. It's more whole foods. It's more foods. It's more protein. Your body still has to digest more food. So sometimes it just takes a little bit longer. The next thing is training inflammation. If you started training again or you started training harder, your muscles get inflamed as they adapt. This is kind of what's probably happening to a lot of my challengers right now, or a lot of you kind of getting back on track, starting a program this time of year. Sore muscles hold on to water because they just want to save it for later. So this can mask fat loss. So this can cause the scale to stay the same as well. Your body has to adjust and trust you again. So just keep going. Another thing is hormones and your cycle. Obviously, for women especially, the scale can swing for those reasons that have nothing to do with fat loss. But if you stay consistent, when your hormones change, your cycle continues, then you will go ahead and see that number go down on the scale. Sleep and stress. If you slept like trash and you're stressed out, your body can hold on to water. If you're living on cortisol as well, the scale is not your friend. So if you are super stressed, you are sleeping like shit, you had a lot going on, maybe just a lot of movement. If you went somewhere and you got like 25,000 steps in, your body's working harder, right? So even if you hit your macros for 2 days and the scale didn't move, these things can be in the way. It's not that you messed up. It's not that you need to stop. There's more going on inside your body besides the calories in, calories out. So there's so many different things. Like when I hear that from someone saying, I did so good for 2 days and the scale didn't move. Something's wrong with me. This isn't working. I need to change my macros. No, you don't. There's so much more going on. So remember that when you get on the scale, where are you at in your cycle? Did you sleep like shit? Are you stressed? Did you eat a lot of salty foods? Did you eat more? Even if did you have 2 salads instead of, 2 protein bars? Like that's going to take longer. And are you lifting heavy so that your muscles are holding on to more water? So I want to give you a timeline here because like reframing that, of course, now hopefully when you get on the scale, you're not just like, oh shit, I need to stop. I just keep going. Okay. 2 days isn't long enough to see the full response from your body. Sometimes 10 days, 30 days isn't even a full amount of time. Like that's one cycle for women, but it's sometimes not enough time for you to see your body fluctuations. So you just have to keep going. I love the 12-week scenario program, whatever you want to say, for this reason. But before I get into that 12-week kind of scenario and my little thoughts on that, I want to talk about realistic timelines for you. So hopefully this will kind of stop the spiraling when you do start a program or you start working with any trainer or you start working with me. It's not going to happen the first week just because you hire a trainer or you purchase a program, even a really, really good one, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, maybe 30 days. You will probably not be like gearing ready to go thinking, yes, this is it. I've hit the jackpot. I figured it out. I know everything, right? After 30 days. It certainly wasn't ever like that for me. But I want to give you a timeline that will make you spiral and hopefully can kind of keep you locked in a little bit more so you don't think these things like, it's been 2 days, it's been 30 days, Christy, and I'm not seeing the results I want. This is a timeline you can kind of think about and stick to. In the first 7 to 10 days, you will feel better. I'm going to say you may feel better, you might feel better, but I also want to say that you will if you've been consistent, not perfect, consistent for 7 days, your energy, sleep, cravings, digestion, that's a win. So 7 to 14 days, even if you see no results on the scale, none, even the SMART scale, if no numbers on the SMART scale move, but you have more energy, you're sleeping good, your cravings are going down, the food noise is going away, and your digestion is better, that's a win. That's probably what you'll see in the first 7 to 14 days. In 3 to 6 weeks, your workouts will improve and your body will start shifting, sometimes very, very subtle. You'll see it in some clothing. You'll see it when you flex. You'll see it on certain lighting in, different mirrors, windows, whatever. Like when you're just walking past somewhere, you'll be like, oh, these jeans are a little bit loose. That's how your body's going to start shifting slowly. That's okay. And your workouts will improve. That's 3 to 6 weeks. Okay. Your workouts will improve and your body starts to shift. In 8 to 12 weeks, that's when body recomp becomes more noticeable. And it's because of all the things I mentioned earlier, your hormones, your digestion, all of it, sleep, stress, all of it for 8 to 12 weeks. So buckle in, babes. And then in 6 to 12 months, you will have a completely different body and you will have a completely different identity and you will have a completely different mindset of how this works. But you have to lock in when you commit for 12 weeks, commit to showing up, doing whatever it is that you say you're going to do, like I mentioned in the beginning, for 12 weeks, no matter what it looks like, no matter if you mess up, no matter if it's your birthday weekend. You don't have to hit your macros on your birthday weekend, but you do have to hit them again right after. And you do have to not give yourself so much shit and you start over. You just have to keep going. Prioritize your protein, still get your workouts in, go for long walks. You can still do that on your birthday weekend or on your friend's birthday weekend or on Christmas weekend or on any weekend. You can still prioritize protein, hit your steps, and get workouts in. And then if you eat a little bit shitty, you have some cake, whatever, who cares? Who cares? Okay. You are committed to this for 12 weeks minimum. So 1 weekend, 2 weekends, even 3 weekends of, I didn't do so great. Who cares? Because you committed for 12 weekends. Now, we're not messing around every weekend on purpose, but if you have something going on or something comes up or whatever it is, commit to 12 weeks. And then after that, you'll notice you did it. You did great. You're seeing changes, right? In 8 to 12 weeks, body recomp becomes more noticeable. And you'll be like, wow, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs and the details yet. But what I'm doing is actually working. And I see and I feel change in my body. Then you commit to another 12 weeks. After that second 12 weeks, you're already at 6 months of the year. Okay. Then you're going to commit to another 12 weeks and another 12 weeks. And then you are a completely different human being. That's what this looks like. So we are already at the beginning of, we're at the beginning of February, but we're at the beginning of 2026. You are committed for this whole year. If you're listening to this, I don't care. You're committed for the whole year. All right. It has to stop. I've tracked my macros for 2 days, or I tracked my macros for 5 days, or even I've done this for 3 months and I'm just kind of now getting the hang of it and I feel like a loser and I'm so slow. I get those messages constantly. And I love you for that. And please send them to me because I will respond with something that you need to hear. Promise. I may not respond right away, but that's because I want to make sure when I do respond, it's a thorough message and I'm not just giving you bullshit and being like, oh, good luck. I want to actually respond to you. And it is me that responds to all messages, by the way. So if I'm slow or miss you, sorry, keep sending and alerting me. I will get back with you. But that's why, is because I want to respond with something that is actually genuine and actually helps you, because I do get these messages all the time. I've been at this for 3 months and I just don't feel like I'm making any progress, or am I doing something wrong? Or when do I expect to see progress? Or when should I be increasing my weights? And those are fantastic questions. And there is essentially no rush on that. Like I said, your expectations should be to just do it for the first 12 weeks, and then you can improve, and then you can get better, and then you can get stronger. But there's no rush. There's no exact timeline. Even the timelines I gave you, 7 to 14 days, 3 to 6 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, 6 to 12 months. That's a big window for change. It's a big window because we're all so different, okay? So if you're not seeing results in the timeline that you think you should be, reach out to me. I would love to hear about it. And I would love to tell you why or validate, you're fine. Just keep going. Give it another 6 to 12 weeks. What's your other option? You quit? You're certainly not going to see results in 6 to 12 weeks if you quit now. So you have to just keep going. On that note, I do want to talk about why we feel that way. I know you probably listened to me saying like I don't have any expectations, which is crazy. And if you think, oh, cool, I'm going to drop all my expectations too and just do the work. Now you can't drop expectations and not do anything. You have to drop your expectations of the timelines and just say, I only expect myself to do X, Y, and Z. I don't expect the results to come in 2 days, 30 days, 12 weeks, whatever. The results will come when I am consistent with the shit that I say I'm going to do. And it won't come any sooner than that. That's for sure. So the reason that, you think this way is because you're seeing on social media coaches saying, join my 30-day program and see results. Lose up to 10 pounds guaranteed in 30 days. Do this 3-day detox and you'll drop 12 pounds. This is my client, so-and-so, and they lost 10 pounds in 10 days, right? This is why you're thinking that way. What you don't see is that you're only seeing the highlights. You're only seeing the clients that, maybe the client that came to them has 200 pounds to lose and they were overeating by, this is extreme, 2,000 calories a day. So they were able to cut down to a reasonable amount and get that. Maybe that person was completely sedentary. So they got their steps up. They had wiggle room for their calories. So it just worked out that person could lose 10 pounds in 10 days. I don't know what that scenario would be. Maybe it's totally bullshit, but let's say it's real. That's what's happening. That doesn't mean that this person and myself, if I were to go up against this person and try to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, I don't even know if I could, but I would have to personally starve myself because our bodies are in different situations. So just because you see this person lost 10 pounds in 10 days doesn't mean you should sign up for that expecting the same outcome. Now, the reason that person posted that is so that you will sign up for that program expecting the same results. That's why they posted it. But it could be not real and it could be edited. It could be that not everyone, it'll say in fine print, I'm sure, not results not expected, but you don't read that. You don't care. You see the highlights and you sign up and then you do it and you're like, well, once you get the program for what it would look like to lose 10 pounds in 10 days, I guarantee you can't stick to it for 10 days. And if you did, you're going to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. And then you're going to gain that 10 pounds right back in probably 2 days because you're going to start eating again. And that shit's coming right back on your body. And that's part of the reason that I get so mad when I hear these things. It's not that I'm mad at you. It's not that I'm mad at the person saying, I tracked my macros and hit my macros for 2 days and I didn't see results. I'm not like, dude, shut up. Like, you're not going to see results in 2 days. That's not what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, I'm so pissed that you thought you were going to see results in 2 days. I'm so mad at the person that posted that you should see results in 2 days. I'm so mad at the person that started marketing detoxes as a form of weight loss instead of a form of cleaning out your body. I'm so mad at the person who started marketing GLP-1s to people who don't need them or don't know how to use them properly to not damage their mental health and their body for the rest of their lives. I'm mad at those people for making my people think that this is normal and this is what they should do and this is what they should expect, because that's what's happening. We are now in a culture, in a day and age where we want everything to happen so quickly. We want our bodies to be Amazon Prime. We want to click on the program. We want it to arrive in 2 days with free shipping. That's what we want. And it's not necessarily like it is your fault for thinking that and for maybe listening to these things and for maybe falling into the trap for 10 plus years. It is now your responsibility to adjust that and get out of it. But it's also the fault of the creators for making you think you should take a GLP-1. That'll fix it. You should do a detox. That'll fix it. You should buy my program and you should starve yourself and you should, be obsessed about it and you should cut carbs and you should, right? It's on and on and on with these things. And I'm sure I'm missing a ton of them because I don't consume a lot of social media, honestly, in the form of weight loss things, because I don't care. It's not my market. It's not like I care in the sense that I hear it a lot from, people that are doing these things. They're like, have you heard of this program? Have you heard of this gym? Have you heard of? And I'm like, no, I don't. I should know about it because it is my job in the sense that I work with people who are on those programs, but I can always ask, like, give me the program name. I'll look it up and do some research. But that's not what I'm seeing on social media. My social media is women lifting heavy in the gym, and they're talking about glute days, and they're talking about, eating food, and they're talking about like these kinds of things, or energy drinks. That's on my feed right now. People that are addicted to energy drinks and kind of making fun of it. That's my feed right now. Cats, nails, that's what's on my For You page right now. But what I'm saying is the more content you consume in that arena, the more content you're going to then be fed in that arena on social media, on commercials, by your friends, by your family. So just please understand me. Thank you for sticking with me this far if you're still listening. Please understand me when I say I'm not mad at you for thinking you're going to see results faster. I'm mad at the person that led you to believe that you could see results faster. I want you to really think about the reality of the situation. If you really sit back into your body and think, okay, if I have 20 pounds to lose, like how long did it take me to put that 20 pounds on? When's the last time, if you lost 20 pounds and that would get you to weigh 160 pounds, when's the last time you weighed 160 pounds? Was it 2 years ago? Did it take you 2 years to put on 60 pounds? Realistically, it may take 2 years it should probably take 2 years to get that off, because did I say 60 or 20? I might have messed that up. Anyways, if you lost 20 pounds, you'd weigh 160. So if it took you 2 years to put on that 20 pounds, it may take you 2 years to get that 20 pounds off. I'm not saying that it will. I'm not saying that it should. I'm just saying to do things in a healthy fashion, it could take a while. Plus, I'm always thinking too long-term, because I want you growing muscle as well as weight loss. So aside from that 20 pounds that you maybe put on in 2 years, if none of that was muscle, I want you to keep a little bit of that while you build muscle, because muscle is so important. And I'm always thinking about that too. Like, okay, well, if the scale didn't move, that's fine. Because if you would have lost weight, let's say in 2 days, and it would have been 2 pounds, like you're probably wanting to see, in a lot of these scenarios, they're like, oh, I gained 2 pounds over the weekend. It's water weight. Okay. But they want to lose that 2 pounds in 2 days or 3 days. And if you don't, it's because of those other things that we talked about. I don't care at what the speed of which you lose that weight. I want you to gain a better knowledge of food and macros in your body. I want you to gain food freedom. I want to lessen the food noise. I want you to build muscle. I want you to learn how to lift and move your body. Like, there are so many other things that I personally am like, I'm not concerned with you losing 10 pounds as fast as we can. I'm concerned with the big picture. So it is going to take a little bit more time, but you're going to come out so much better on the other side. So I digress. That's my little spiel for the day. We're going to get into some good topics in the next couple weeks on the episode. I'm excited to dive into all things workouts and details of strength training and hypertrophy and volume and things like that. But I didn't feel comfortable moving into those topics with this topic being on my mind. And it's probably on my mind a lot this time of year, because it's just the beginning of the year and people are trying to lose weight and they're trying to do it as fast as possible, and it's unhealthy. And there's all these shiny objects and things out in the world that I feel like people should not really have access to unless they understand it completely. And it's been really pissing me off lately. So I just had to get that out. And I want to encourage you to manage your expectations. When you feel yourself this week thinking, I've done really well for the last 2 days or 5 days or the last week, or I stayed on track this weekend. I did so good. Or I cut out pop completely, or I cut out, shit foods and I'm only eating healthy now, or whatever it is that you did and you're not seeing that scale move. Try to think, well, okay, there's other things going on inside of my body. I'm going to give myself some grace. I'm going to throw away those expectations. I'm going to have less expectations or none, like Christy. And I'm just going to keep doing it because we're doing it for the right reasons now. So that's my challenge for you this week. I'm really excited to dive into all things workouts the next couple weeks and just kind of get into some nitty gritty. I'm really excited about that. So I appreciate you being here. The episode about standards 2 weeks ago had so many comments on it. And I'm really, really glad you guys loved that episode. I'm really glad these things are resonating with you. I love talking about details of workouts and, bodybuilding and all that kind of stuff. but I really love talking about this type of thing as well. So I just want to say thank you for your love on that. Leave me comments. I love them. Like I said, I hope this topic really resonated with you, and I would love to hear from you. And I'm going to talk to you guys next week.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.